Hello guys, happy Sunday. So today we're going to talk about the hot topic of the day. So as you know, our boy Marcus is trying to get all the distraction off of him. Whatever's clever, whatever's for $1. But as we know, Polo has linked up with Cash, y'all, and went ahead and did a little bit of the content, we'll call it the content, on his other channel. And I guess they go together real bad. So what I'm realizing is, after the dinner date they went to, and the dinner date went well, and Polo was totally in his comfort zone, had his arm around Cash, and you know they were both loving each other. It was the best date ever, and Bay, and they were testing the waters. Now allegedly, they have already had dealings with each other before this even happened, but who knows? Well, we know they've had dealings now. So if they have had dealings in the past, they've had them now. So either way you look at it, the deed has been done. You see what I'm saying? Now, one thing that will always forever stick in my mind, when Marcus was like, "We're walking to the car, so am I going to get a room?" Like, he was rushing it. Like he was ready. He was ready. Now listen, a little too eager for me to be the cameraman. Now I do understand. I want you to understand this. I understand that there's men in this industry that are cameramen, and they go into that without mutual feelings or without the mutual interest. But for the everyday man, that would be a strong no. And especially, you know what I'm saying, just to jump, that would be a strong no. I don't care how many other scenes you've recorded, whatever it is, that, and even if it turned it to not be a strong no, it would be something that would have to be thought about. It's just a lot going on there. It wouldn't be that easy. That's all I'm saying. For most men, it would not be that easy. No, they don't want to see that. You see, they just don't. I'm just being real. That would be a uncomfortable situation for somebody that wasn't. I said what I said, but anyways, Marcus. Now this is the thing. Your crowd forms opinions on what you display, what you show, and right now, your crowd allegedly has an opinion on you that, apple don't fall far from the tree. And they have had this opinion of you, like Polo and like a lot of others, for quite some time. So then the question would be, I would ask myself, why do so many people think or perceive this about me? Hey, if it's true, it's true. Live in your truth. Live in your truth. Whatever your truth is, you still can't even live in your whatever. Everybody's so intrigued by Polo's new revelation, but kind of like, as far as I'm concerned, Polo can like whoever he likes, whenever he likes them. I'm gonna say this: you would be surprised what people will do, how people are willing to get loose. You would really be surprised what people do in real life. I'm telling you, people portray men, women, whatever. I've seen it all. So the fact that that's even this is the norm. This is what goes to that. You got to remember, outside of the world we live in with our family and our kids and whatever, there are many other different personalities. Just like we've done things that somebody else wouldn't do, people do things that we wouldn't do. And it doesn't make either one of our decisions any better or right. I mean, now when it comes to certain, the basics of life, but we're like animals. We do what we do, and it just is what it is, and it ain't always for the best, and it don't. But listen, let me jump ahead. Did you guys pay attention at one point where Marcus was just openly sharing, like, yeah, him and Cash went on a date, and then they went ahead and they did some content for me on my other channel. And you know, the question was asked to Polo, like, what happened? Hey, did it? Polo said, remember this, y'all. Polo said he don't know. He was tipsy. He don't remember. He was tipsy. Now, this is my thing. Polo, y'all remember that phrase. Because this is going to end up, you know, this is going to go a couple different ways. It just ain't going to stay in one direction. This little storyline here is going to go in a couple different ways. Perhaps this may be the beginning of it all. Marcus, you're so quick to go do something. I remember one time you say you gained or had legal counsel or guidance and direction from an attorney. And it makes me wonder, or makes me say, the lies you could possibly tell. I know darn well no lawyer would not advise you like that anywhere. So wait, let me clarify. You went and made content, unprotected content. You filmed unprotected You filmed unprotected content in one of our states that happens to have one of the most highest, not the highest, but one of the highest rates of the House of Virginia for your financial gain. No pre-doctoring, no screening, no advice from a physician, direction. Marcus, I know you know better. Famous last words. He don't remember. He was... So let me point something out. Marcus, let me point this out. Look what you got going on right now. Look what you got going on right now at this present time. Alright, man, hold on. Hold it back to you. If you were going to have any shame, embarrassment, or weren't ready to share, the last thing you should have done was get on that other channel for the world to see. I'm just saying. When you went to dinner, you weren't that far gone that you were incapable of making proper decisions. We've seen it with our own eyes. I don't know what happened from point A to point B, but let's be real. You was buddy up all in the restaurant. They remember. Listen, we ain't mad. Don't get Granny loves you however. But live in your truth. You see what I'm saying? And now your truth is out. But you know, don't ever do anything you ashamed of and you can't own it. I'm just saying. Marcus, sometimes I got to little boy you. And I hate to little boy you because you're a whole grown man. And a grown man, remember, you brag that you've been to college. Let's look at what you have going on in your present life right now. Let's just look at it, okay? Your whole clique is switched up on you. You can't do nothing but stay in their face because that's your storyline. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you go get other content, you're going to lose numbers. You're going to lose traction. And you can't afford to do that. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of have to stick with the storyline, the deceit, the snakeism. That's what you call it, right? In order to keep your pockets afloat. Now, in the midst of all this, the snakeism, you got CJ running around. He's on your neck. And he's a whole goofy, but he's still on your neck in some form or some fashion. And you never know how that's going to turn out because you see he goes just like that. Just like that. We know why that's happening, but that's between you and that's between your interviewees. Your employees. Them are your employees. And Marcus, now, I ain't going to give you the game. I'm not going to give you the game on the employee situation. But anyways, listen. So you got CJ running around, acting up. You got Polo that can't relect and has no recollection, and no protection. You had a little one. This is just your current. You had a little one with the interviewee. You've had relations with multiple interviewees you admitted to. Or they came out and sprayed you and your truth has been, allegedly told. And from day one, you have used others' traumas, life situations, and all of the above for your financial gain. So let me think about it. This is what you broke up with your kid's mom for in your 40s? So are you trying to tell me, oh no, you tell us every day. So as we speak right now, this is your biggest accomplishment in life? This is where you're at? This is your proud moment? Mr. Man, Mr. College, educated man. Sir, I would hate to be you. I would really hate to be you if this is what you have to bring to your table. Now listen, all I can say is the lies you tell and the lies you sell. You want to be part of outside so bad. And you are so full of those bad choices and outside decisions where you can't even determine when and when not to, what's right, we already know that. This is what I'm going to say as in being a daddy's girl. My father's in heaven, but I had a father. I'm so glad my dad was the man and the father he was. The shame I would have felt if he presented himself in any form or fashion that you did, the disgust I would have had at my father. And it's bad because sometimes, we get the parents we get and we can't do nothing about it. And that's the sad thing. We don't always get good parents, or we always don't get the best of the best parents. We're given what we're given, and it's life. But as in me being a daddy's girl, I would never be able to look at you. I would be so uncomfortable, so bothered, so... I'm just being honest. Now, Marcus, I understand them girls love you, and I understand they're willing to go along with everything Daddy says. Don't think they don't know about all these things you have going on. And don't think they haven't formed a silent opinion. Of course they love you. You're their dad. They can say what they say, but I'm telling you, having a dad, there's some shame in this. There's some shame, there's some disgust, there's a whole lot of there's some feelings that you're most likely unaware of because of your actions. And as a girl dad, you got to do better. That's all I'm saying. You guys, happy Sunday. May you have your best day ever. Please like, hype, subscribe. Live your best life. Enjoy your weekend. Best week next week. Amen. Let's pray on it. I love you guys. Have a great day.